Hello and welcome back to day 2 of our 24-day playthrough. This is to see how much we can achieve before we get into the cold depths of winter, whether or not we can prepare ourselves in the short 24 days. So actually not 24 days, because 24 days would take us through to next March, so we don't even have that. It's a beautiful morning, as you can see. I've crafted a bit of stuff overnight, some sticks and cordage, and going to make some more arrows. The reason we're on the pause screen is because our friendly bear decided to return to his spawn spot overnight and is dangerously close to us. So let's see whether he attacks or whether we can get away from him when I come off the pause screen. So here we are on top of the rock. Here's our fire. The bear is just below the rock at the edge there. You can't see his hit bar because, oh, there we go, the rock obscures it. So clearly as we come out of crouch and move away, he may well aggro on us. I'm going to leave the fire to burn out. It'll build up some ash. I doubt it'll last long. It's already decaying, but we do need to carefully move away from here. And just before we do that, let's craft up some arrows, so we have some feathers. Now I think we'll take this opportunity to wander away from here. There are a limited number of places you can actually get down off this rock, so we don't really want him to be chasing us. Yeah, that's okay. So just before I leave this pond, I'm going to fill our water canister, and then I think we're going to head down to the Southern Lake. Southern Lake has become a new favourite spot for people to build bases, but it is a really nice area. Lots of resources down there. There's the birch forest, which has a lock crate spawn, and also the birch trees are 4-log trees, which means you get a bit more wood a bit easier. So let's just fill that up. I'm going to have a quick look, see if there's any kelp spawned. Don't see any. Make sure we're not being crept up on by animals. No, that's fine. So we've got a wolfie over there. A little bit tricky running into the sun, so just got to be alert. That's a rabbit. Now I'm aware, having watched the first video back, there were lots of fibres that I ran past. Very, very easy to miss them. It's bears everywhere. It's particularly difficult when you're trying to commentate at the same time, which is why I quite often go quiet, so apologies for that. This is a game that you have to concentrate quite hard on. You're always looking around you, you're always trying to spot things in the distance, so it is very, very easy to miss things. He's going in the wrong direction. The other way, Wolfie. See, there are 3 fibres over there, but I don't think we've got much danger of getting those just yet, unless he wanders away. He's going towards them. We'll leave them. There'll be plenty more. He's going over towards those fibres. He doesn't want me to have fibre. Oh, lots of rabbits. Oof. He moved at the last minute. would have been nice to have boiled up our container of water. Didn't see that bear at all on the fire before we left, but with that bear being so close, I didn't want to risk going back up to it. We could possibly have got away with it, but it's not worth taking the risk. I like to take out those 6-log trees, because on the 6th log, if you don't know, you always get a tree grub, and tree grubs are useful for 2 reasons. They're a good emergency source of protein. Should you run out at an inconvenient moment, you can use those just for a quick boost. But the main reason is I use them for fishing lures, and we will get into doing some fishing once we get down to the South Lake. Fishing is important in this game, primarily because you get oil when you harvest the fish, and the oil is used for making medicinal products, healing potions and so forth and so on. Hopefully Mr. Wolf will stay up there. That was a little bit close, but we were okay. He was moving away from us. Okay, and this is the Southern Lake. So another really nice area. You gonna stop, Mr. Rabbit? Ooh, don't squeal. There's the birch forest over there, and somewhere around here I think we will consider building up our base. It's an area I've yet to build a base in. It's a really nice area. There are lots of areas where there's very little surrounding you, so there's not much for the hunters to hide in. It's also quite close to cougar spawn territory, up on the hills at the back there, which is going to be quite useful because we're going to get to a stage quite quickly where we need sinew and rope, and having quick and easy access to cougars. Ooh, look at all this kelp. Is going to be quite important. So time to start thinking about what kind of a base we want to build. Lots of trains of thought on that. You can build a large sprawling base with most of the stuff on the ground floor and the second floor only for perhaps the garden, or you can build a tower type base. Tower type bases can be useful. Lots of levels, but a small floor space area. And usually I build a 2-story base. But I think on this playthrough I might try and go for a more like a tower type base. Reason being, it's easier to defeat the hunters when you get hunter attacks. If you've got a small footprint, you can have the ground floor essentially as a defensive position. will also depend where we build, of course. I'm kind of thinking on one of these peninsulas might be a good idea. There is an island over there that you can build on, and that's also a possibility. The thing I don't like about the island is everywhere you go, you've got to swim to get there, and swimming is that's okay, but tedious. Oh, that chicken ran onto the peninsula. That's handy. Oh, come back. Gosh, you're a tricky one. This chicken does not want to be caught. Ah, nearly had you. There we go. Always get him in the end. Oh, a carrot. Okay, so to build we're going to need planks, and to make planks you need wood. So time to start chopping trees. I think what I'm going to do is, because I need to get quite a lot of wood before we do any building, so I'm going to go ahead and chop a load of trees down. I'm not going to bore you with all of that, so I'll come back to you when I've got a bit of wood in the inventory. Oh, so welcome back. I have chopped down a few trees. We've made up a few planks, a couple more on the way. So we have a little bit of wood. We've got some nails. We don't have very much cordage, so we're going to need to make some more cordage and try and find some more cordage, or some more fibres to make it. We can see our stats are starting to drop. Our meat did eventually spoil. That's okay, because we'll need spoiled meat to make heat packs for the winter anyway. But, let's just get our stats up a little bit. We'll have some water now as well. We're going to have to make a fire soon. In fact, we'll get that queued up. And a couple of sticks. So, where are we going to build a base? That's the next question now. I actually quite like this peninsula here, because it leads directly up to the forest. It's fairly open. There are a couple of trees, but I think we can work around those. And it's close to everything that we're likely to need. It's low enough that you don't get up into the cold, cold mountain climate, but close enough if you want to. So I actually quite like this area here. Now the disadvantage is obviously trees for the hunters to hide behind, and we're only going to have one entrance. We could drop another entrance down, but I do quite like this area. So I think what we're going to do is start to plant our base down. Now I want it to be a little bit of a unique base. I'm going to try and make it as circular as it's possible to make in this game. So to do that we need to be careful where the centre is going to be. So that's going to take a little bit of figuring out. We can start with one of those. In fact, if we do a 3x3 area, that's going to give us 4 corners and a cross in the middle. So yeah, we can start with 5 of these. Don't quite have enough planks for the 5th one. And we're going to be looking at, that's west over there. So yeah, you need to start on the highest point, but we don't want the corners to go hanging over the edge. So we'll just wait for those foundations. We'll cancel those. Let's get on with these foundations. we're going to be out of nails anyway for the 5th one, so we're going to have to go on a loot run, but we'll get some foundations down to start with, and then we can get a fire down and try and get our stats back up a little bit. Just while that's crafting, we might as well have a quick look around. Nice chicken there. She's going to double back on us. Oh, nearly. So one of the advantages of taking out those trees as soon as we arrived is that it shouldn't be too long before they're actually we're able to chop them again. Okay, so I'm going to face, it doesn't matter which way you face, but I like to try and get it reasonable, so that's east over there. We want it high enough to clear the rocks and close enough that we can get the 2 corner pieces in. That should be good somewhere around there. Okay, so that gives us our 3 pieces down the centre. We want another one each side of those. Actually be, I think it is the right way around, and then we'll have another piece over here, and then we'll put circular or curved pieces on all the corners, and that'll be the footprint of our base. So it's going to be quite small, but we're going to go up you know, at least, probably at least 3 levels, I would have thought. So we've got to go find more nails, which means more looting, and we are getting to the end of the day here. And we do need to get our stats up, just in case we get into some trouble. So I'll take these trees out now, and hopefully we can chop them later if we need firewood overnight. So we're getting to the time now, I think after 2 days, where it can rain, so we could put the fire underneath the wood, because obviously if it rains the fire is going to go out, but I think we might just take that chance. So that's what we needed the sticks for. We do have a match, and we do have some biofuel. Grab some water. We're place the fire. We're going to have to put a roof over it at some point, because I think after day 2 it starts to rain. And obviously rain will put the fire out, but we'll have to give that some thought. For now, we're going to need some we've got 1 shotgun shell. Shotgun can save your life. We're coming to the end of the day, we need to get this fire lit, so I think the first thing we'll do is get some protein. And we have a match. We're also going to need a load of planks, so we'll do some of those crafting while we do this. We are going to need some cordage. What does it take? Yeah, we got enough for that. Apart from the iron, we could actually build the rifle, but we're going to need a refinery for that, so that's not really going to help. Well, we'll build a shotgun. Let's hope we find some shotgun shells. We're going to be doing a lot more looting tomorrow. We can actually build one anyway. We're okay for arrows. We'll keep the live chicken for now. Yeah, we might just keep that one as well. So, here we are. It is April already, so we must have started yesterday. The first day must have been halfway through March. So we have one day of March. We're in the first day of April, and that's about the end of the day. So I'm going to use the last few minutes of daylight just to collect any and everything that I can find lying around the local area, like that bit of fibre there. Ooh, onion. Not the tastiest of veg, but it's veg. See anything else in the immediate area? Might as well get that cooked up. And the chicken's finally died, so we'll get that on as well. So, thank you for watching. I think we're going to end it here. There's not going to be a lot to see now. We're going to sit the night out, feed the fire, and see what tomorrow brings us. So, yeah, days are flying by, and months are flying by. We're going to be struggling to get the things that we need to survive the winter, but let's see how the looting goes. You never know. It might be doable. My aim really with this video is to see whether it's doable or not. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.